I'm gonna guess, you've probably guessed what this layout is gonna be this week. All pink, all Crayola. I'm kind of in this zone with the colored pencils right now. It's my colored pencil era, if you will. So this week I'm doing something a little bit different. I know I started off with colored pencils a few weeks ago, and I absolutely love how this looks, how it feels, how the crinkleness is. And I've done a yellow colored pencil. I did all Crayola in yellow. This week I want to stick with pinks, all pinks. So I pulled out 7 pinks. I'm not going to do this column with pinks, but what I am going to do, because none of these are named, I'm just going to swatch them. Remember what I always say about swatching? You better swatch it. Swatch it. You best swatch it. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to swatch these because I want to see how pink they are, or what level of pink they are, I suppose. Just to kind of get a feel for how I'm going to lay them down on the page, right? So then I'm going to set them over here in the order in which I tested them. I have a feeling this is going to be my crunchy Hobonichi paper era, and I am 100% here for it. Here for it. Oh, I must have a little bump in my desk. How is everybody? How have you been? I know it's been a minute since I have been back here filming. I mean, it's been a minute for me. I don't know if it's been a minute for you. I'm trying to put up content every day, but I'm trying to keep it original content so that I'm not boring you. And then here I am doing another colored pencil layout, but it's pink. So it's a little different, right? It's a tiny bit different than weeks before. I don't know. How are you feeling so far? These are pretty. It's very pink. I'm really liking how this is looking. I don't think I want to add any other color. I think I just want to stick with the pink. Who would have thought? My lilac bush out front, it is so close to like the blooms opening up. I am so excited. If I haven't told you that story, back when I was little, my grandma lived pretty far away from us. She lived in a farmhouse. So she had chickens and all sorts of like crazy things that I, as a city girl, had never seen before. So her house was always so much fun to go to. It must have been an Easter that my family went out there to celebrate with her, because I remember her driveway was like, I don't know, half a mile long. And I could be remembering this wrong. My parents might say, no, that's not how it was. They may say that. I think I'm just going to go in that order that I swatched them in. So my parents could say that I'm completely wrong, which would make sense. I'm not saying that that wouldn't make sense. But when we were driving down the 1/4 mile lane, I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, whatever that smell is, that is amazing. Later on in life, I found out the smell was lilacs. Her whole driveway was lined with lilac bushes. So if you can imagine, they're very fragrant flower. If you've never seen one before, they're super duper fragrant. They come in, I think 3 or 4 different colors. They come in like a pink, a lavender, a dark purple, and a white. And she had all of them, all the varieties lining her driveway. And I remember thinking, gosh, when I become an adult, I am going to have a whole bunch of those, just like my grandma, so that when I come home from work and I drive down my own driveway, it will smell like that. Well, fast forward many decades, and here I am as an adult. I have planted 3 bushes so far. And I planted them quite a few years ago. I didn't realize how slow growing they are. They're super slow growing. So none of them have produced very many flowers. Last year, I did get 1 bunch of flowers off the one in the front yard. and it is protected by, I think the cedar tree out there is like 100 years old. Wes's great grandma, maybe just great grandma, had planted it when they built the house. So that has done it wonders. Like it really has thrived underneath that tree. And this year I am going to get definitely more than 20 blooms on that beautiful lilac bush, and I'm so excited. I can't even tell you. Like, I am just so excited that it is going to be producing flowers that I can take to work and put on my desk. And the thing with lilacs is you're getting a horticultural lesson today. Get your botany hat out. We're going to town on flowers. The thing about them is they bloom for such a short time that if you miss that window, and it's only like a week, they're gone. So, and they're in early spring right about now, and our weather's still crappy. Go figure. You guys know that. I keep whining about it every single plan with me. Our weather's still a little bit crappy. So I'm thoroughly excited that, they're blooming. So excited. Speaking of grandmas, my other grandma on my mom's side is really not doing well. And so we might be heading to a different state this week to celebrate her and her life. My grandpa passed away, gosh, I want to say 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. And he was, if you've been here a bit, he's the man who could do no wrong. I love him. He's a mentor. I absolutely can't say enough nice things about him. He's just a good person. And when he passed away, it left such a hole in my heart. And I think kudos to my grandma for holding on this long, because they are so close. My grandma and grandpa, we used to call them the Bickersons because they would fight all the time, but I can tell you they loved each other so very much. And imagining my grandma, getting to see my grandpa again warms my heart. Absolutely warms my heart. So if you're wondering, while I'm rambling here, what I'm doing, I'm just putting in my work schedule, but I'm changing it up this week because I didn't want you to be like, oh, come on, another colored pencil layout, April? Nope. I mean, yeah, it is, but instead of coloring in the whole box, I am just going in and I'm doing almost like a happy planner sticker where the box is bordered, like a border box. And I'm really, my nose itches. I really like how this is coming together. So where I got the inspiration for this was when I did the yellow spread with the marker, and I first did the marker outline and then went back in with the colored pencil. Before I went back in with the colored pencil, I was like, ooh, that looks really, really cool. I wonder if I can just do that with my colored pencils. Also, it's less time you have to sit here and watch me color. Although I can tell a story in color, whereas I can't tell a story and write at the same time. No one wants to see that. I do have a full working schedule this week, so I'm just going to fill this 8:30 to 4:30. That is my normal hours. I don't think I have any meetings this week, nothing pressing. It'll just be a normal week, like I said, unless we need to leave and head to where my family is. Which it'll be nice to see them, but, it would be nicer under different circumstances. As I'm sure you understand as well. If you have tried the colored pencils in your Hobonichi, let me know. I am really surprised at how well these colors grab the paper, or how well the paper, I guess, grabs the colors. Yeah, flip that. And while I'm trying to be efficient and fast today as far as planning, it's only because I need to get this week set up and then figure out what I'm going to do with the leftovers in the fridge. And I think I'm going to freezer them. Freezer, that sounds weird. I'm going to put them in food saver bags and measure them out for like a lunch size, and then throw them in the freezer so that when I need a quick lunch and I didn't do very good the night before with a dinner plan, that happens, then I can just grab one of those and take it to work with me. So I am going to put in here 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I want to set aside this time to film on Saturday. Having a full-time job and filming only on the weekends can get a bit daunting. And I'll be really honest with you. There are some nights that I get home from work that I'm like, I could probably, you know, film a video and get it up so that Wes can edit it. By the way, send Wes some happy fishing vibes. Fishing vibes. All right, and then I also want to go in here. So I've got my filming schedule. Are we in frame? Okay. Whew. I've got my filming schedule here, but then I also need to do all the things that go with meal planning. And to be honest with you, all the things that go with meal planning do include setting up my menu for the week, cleaning out the fridge, deciding what I'm going to do with all of those leftover stuff, and then coming up with, did I say make a grocery list? Yeah, and then picking up said groceries. So I know I do on the channel Meatless Monday meal planning, where I give you 5 recipes that don't include meat that you can choose from. If you haven't watched those, I might make an actual playlist for those. I think they're just under meal planning right now, which is fine, but it might be best to do something a little bit different. And then I'm going to go down here, and between 19 and 20, I am going to put, actually that's going to fill in the whole thing, isn't it? I don't know that I want to fill in the whole thing. So let's go 19 to 30. Just because I want it to look aesthetically pleasing. I know, you're like, April, is that going to take you an hour and a half? No. It'll probably only take me an hour, but because I do want it to look aesthetically pleasing, I am giving up that actual time commitment, which is, it's fine. I won't have anything below that simply because it's too late in the evening. I may actually grab, oh, you know what I could do? We'll wait till I'm done planning, but what I could do is draw some doodle flowers on the bottom. Maybe I'll do that. We'll do that. Okay, and then Sunday, I definitely want to sleep in for a little bit, so let's say 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, that's 2 hours. Let's go 3 hours here. 3-hour tour. Trying to keep my head out of the camera too. We are back to a single camera view for the next couple of weeks. Like I said, Wes is fishing, so making it somewhat easy. Okay, so that is going to be filming, and then, so film, meal plan, film, and then let's do from 12, we'll go 12 to 3. 12 to 3. Don't go too fast. You get a little cocky. A little confidence comes out there. I'm really liking how this looks. Okay. And then I do want to block off a pretty big chunk of time in the evening. So let's go to 10. I need to make up some cup cozies. I do those crocheted cup cozies, and my sister-in-law sells them in her booth. So I'm gonna make some more up specific for Mother's Day, which is what my blind date with a book also went to. If you saw that community post, had a lot of fun going through my bookshelf and finding books that I enjoyed the first time but wouldn't read again. I know that kind of sounds funny, but I do have those books where you read them once and you're like, once is enough, once is enough. A couple Colleen Hoover books, like I fell in love with Colleen Hoover and that's what got me back into reading. But there's a couple of books of hers that I was like, you know what, these just aren't my cup of tea. Like I'm just not that big of a fan. So those were actually included in my blind date with a book. So blind date with a book is you pick books and then you wrap them up. I used brown like craft paper. You wrap them up and then you write on the outside, you know, blind date with a book, and then what the genre is, and then any triggers. So of course Colleen Hoover doesn't have triggers, so to speak, but you could add, I got a little cocky. It's telling a story. Whoop. Got a little cocky there. Got a little over the line. Goodness for erasers. Anyway, and then you just include like either a bookmark or some tea or whatever you want if you want to jazz it up. And yeah. It's a lot of fun. So I got those done. I did some wax seals on the front of them just to make them look a little prettier. Added a little ephemera. I like that word. Did I go down too far? Yep. Where's that pencil? Where's that eraser? I got a little carried away again. I get to yakking. Okay. Knowing that that is probably, well, I could do one more. Let's do one more. I just don't want my evening to be too chaotic and full and where I don't actually do something. And I can't decide if I want to do my junk journal in the morning or if I want to do it in the evening. Because if I did it in the morning, I could just manifest my day as I'm writing it down. Should I do 3 and add it down here? Because I just don't feel like I'm going to have enough to add it up here. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. And I don't know how long it's going to take me to do it. I imagine it might be an hour just to get the pages put together at first. And there'll probably be some days I'm super creative and other days I am just, you know, doing the motions. But either way, I think I'm going to be really happy with it at the end of those 30 days when I have a junk journal that has, you know, some cool things in it. And it's using up one of my notebooks. Because if you are like me, you have a surplus of notebooks and you're like, I really need to use these up. So that is my challenge. One notebook. Actually, this one's a stinking big one. I don't know why I chose. I do. Challenge accepted. Ready Player One. So the one that I chose is a 365 page notebook that I made on Amazon and sell on my storefront as an author. So that's why I started with that one, is I wanted to be able to utilize a notebook that I created, see what I can recommend for others who want to try it, and I can test out the quality of paper, because a lot of times when I create a notebook on Amazon, I don't get to feel the paper until the design's already done and I get to be shipped an author copy. So it'll be nice to let you know, if the paper quality is thirsty like an Erin Condren, or if it's smooth like a plum paper, just to give you an idea before you decide that you want to go out and purchase it, what you're gonna get. You can hear that big rush sound. that is the dishwasher. I am multitasking today. Multitasking for sure. All right, I'm gonna move this back over here just to keep those together. So it's supposed to be a really quick layout, and I'm thinking the more I'm adding, the less quick of a layout it is, but you get chatty me today. Chatty me, don't make me dance, don't make me sing. Bada bing. Oh, speaking of singing, I am not a, Swiftie, so to speak. I've never been to one of her concerts. I don't usually get like the significance between the 13 and, all the different things that they say she hints to. But I will tell you, the album that just dropped, the Poet one. See, I don't even know the name of it. I know. If you're a Swiftie fan, please don't take offense to me not knowing a lot. I do like Taylor as a person. I would love to sit down and have lunch with her. I think she's an amazing individual. I'm just not much into her music. But this album, and I think it might be because Lana Del Rey helped her with some of the music. I love Lana Del Rey. So just that sound that Taylor's doing right now is very reminiscent of Lana, and yeah, I am here for it. I've listened to the whole album maybe 3 or 4 times just while I'm doing chores. It's very, very appealing to my ears. Man, this is feeling like a real spread. This is feeling like it's got some attitude here, some street credibility. This is a real layout. This isn't one of those throw together ones that I've done in the past. This is like the real deal. Question is, will I go back and fill it in? I need to start doing that. I need to start putting in my planner a specific day and time where I go back and I like backfill it, because honestly, the day gets away from me a lot. I have a lot of moments in the day where I'm like, oh my gosh, I was going to do that, or I should do that. And then I'm like, oh, well, there went that 40-minute time block I thought I was going to have to do that. And I know I've talked about this before. The older I get, the faster time goes by. Time keeps on slipping, slipping into the future. Who sings that? Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping. I think there's 3 slip-ins. Into the future. My dad would be proud that I'm singing you all these songs, because these are the songs that he used to play while I was growing up as a child. Tells you how old my dad is. He's young. Both of my parents were babies. Did you guys ever watch Name That Tune? Okay, to be truthful, I watched reruns, my brother and I. The other show we liked was Card Sharks, and they would put, I don't remember how many cards up on this like stand, and then you had to decide if the next, like they'd flip over the card so you saw what it was, and then you had to guess if it was higher or lower. This has been game shows where like all the rave, like you had no whammies, no whammies, stop. What was that game called? Press Your Luck. Oh my word. Watched reruns of that too. Anyway, my brother and I would play Card Sharks, and we'd make things up, because they'd say they would do like, we polled 100 men and asked them this question. What percentage answered this? And so then that's how you would get to do the card thing, is you answered right. Anyway, it was good backyard entertainment for my brother and I. We would sit on the back porch and we'd lay the cards down, and then we'd be like higher or lower, and then gosh, those were the good old days, right? Reminiscent about the good old days. When you just made things up, rode your bike for hours. home for dinner by the time the street lights came on. Otherwise, if mom had to come and find you, you knew you were in big trouble. Big trouble. Oh, I can already feel the crunchiness of this, and I am loving it. That feels so cool. Absolutely spot on cool. Thank you for staying with me. I know this is kind of a long one. It's a long, chatty plan with me. I don't know where that voice came from. We are watching The Man in the High Castle on, I think, Amazon Prime. Whew. What a story. What a story. Actually, I don't know that I'm going to do any more on these two. I think these two are done, but you know what? I did miss this up here, so let's pop back up there. The Man in the High Tower. It is crazy good, but crazy weird. And we're watching it, of course, after we just watched Fallout, so, you know, doom and gloom all over our TV station. Hopefully we'll get this over and Bridgerton will be out so I can watch a wholesome movie. A wholesome episodic. Wholesome. Look how pretty. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. Let me just grab one of my washi tapes. I'm not going to lay it down because I don't want to do washi tape. But I am going to draw some circles and then I'm going to color them in. Now these do not have to be perfect at all because I'm going to show you how stinking easy it is going to be to make this look like a flower. Bambi, flower. This is how my brain works. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Remember on Bambi? Flower was the skunk. Yes, yes he was. And his mom told him, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That was the first movie I ever remember hearing my name in, because it has a song when I think Bambi and his mom are in the bushes, and I think maybe Bambi was just born. I don't know for sure. I haven't seen it in, I don't know, a long, long time. But the song was drip, drop, drip, little April showers. And I thought, oh, Walt Disney said my name in a movie. I thought I was like famous as a kid. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Let's go up here and do a half. Like I said, these do not have to be perfect at all because I'm going to show you how I'm going to tie all of this together and make them look like flowers. If you have watched the plan with me that I did on a spiral notebook planner, I showed you how to do these flowers with markers, but now I'm going to show you how to do them with pencils. Pen and a pencil. Here. You're like, April, this really turned into quite the plan with me. I know. Again, thank you for sticking it out with me. Thank you for being a friend. What's that off of? Thank you for being a friend. Na, 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 back and down again. I don't know the whole song. What are we thinking? I'm going to go a little higher on this one. Thanks. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe adding some greenery to these flowers, but then I thought, gosh, I really just like it like this. Like, I'm good with just this. Right? I mean, I think this looks really pretty. Let's go up here. Oop, I caught my fingernail on there. Sheesh, that dishwasher sounds like a hurricane blowing through. I promise. I do not live that close to the coast. That is not that sound that you're hearing. That is just my dishwasher. Work, 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 work. It's working hard. Okay. I only have 6. I need 7. What color did I miss? Hot pink. Did I forget the hot pink? Maybe. All right, are you ready for stage 2? Stage 2 of these beautiful, beautiful flowers. Okay, so I'm gonna take, this is, actually, I shouldn't take this one because I don't know what the name of it is. I don't know where I got it. So let's go in with one I can tell you what name it is. I don't want a 10. Is this a 10? That is definitely a 10. Are you a 10? You say you're a 10. Let's go with a 7. You say it's your birthday. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here and I'm just going to, this is a scribble flower, super easy. I'm gonna draw clouds. I'm just gonna draw a continuous cloud in this circle. And I'm just gonna go until I get outside the circle. That's it. That's the whole flower. Super easy, and yet beautifully decorative. Look at that. Perfect. And that is all it is. It's just clouds. Just clouds. But I think it just adds just enough to the design. It just makes it pop all the more. And surprisingly, this pen is doing a super duper good job writing over the pencil. I really like this. I really like this a lot. So I'm gonna leave that down there as our footer, as kind of like our washi tape down here. I've got these as, I could put another flower up here, I suppose. Let's grab another one. Let's grab another one. Just pop it up here. Just to kind of tie it all together, I suppose. Tie it all together. We'll add one more. Does that make us odd? That makes us even, but that's okay. Does it make us odd? Sure, it makes you odd. Odd, even. It's a planner. It's not like we're doing wall decor. Do you guys remember home interiors? Tell me you do. Tell me you do. We had home interiors when I was a kid, and like every season my mom would put up, like according to whatever season it was, different decorations. I remember that as a kid. I am so not that organized. Kudos to my mom. Gosh, thinking about growing up, she had it together. She still has it together. My mom had it all together. Like you would, yeah, she's amazing. Okay, so this is definitely before the pen. I think I have yapped your ear off long enough. If you're still here, hit the like, hit the subscribe, comment down below, and then towards the end of the week, I will show you how this layout came together. I love you. I hope you have a magical day filled with lots of beautiful flowers. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.